tell you that I haven't checked yet, but the last time I looked, I was on 666 subscribers. So I thought I'd stick another video up, because if you're superstitious, you know what that number means. If you're not, it doesn't matter. However, this is all about the Drone AI controller block. I've seen people on our Space Engineers Xbox group ask about this, and I've been asked about this privately, and I've been asked elsewhere. It was featured on Last Stand Gamers. It is an interesting block to play around with. I haven't played around with it too much, but what I have been doing is converting one of my gun turret builds into a player following spotlight. Now I'm going to leave a link in the description of this video to the tutorial how to build one of these styles of gun rigs, which you can then remove the guns, of course, and turn into a spotlight. You're going to have to mess with the settings on this, especially in terms of braking torque, if you're either in space or you're on an Earth-like planet, to account for the gravity. But what you need to do to get this player following spotlight to work is ensure that you do, if you have any gun turrets or any defences, you'll need to turn them off briefly, because what we're going to do is give this entire grid to the space pirates, and then we're going to give it back. But first of all, thanks to Madius, we're going to go and open up the workshop. The shortcut, right bumper and B, and then what we need to look for on the workshop, if you've never found it before, hit your 3 lines and go to browse. Go across to search and type drone, and this is all one word, AI. Just drone AI, all one word. And you'll see drone AI controller small grid and drone AI controller large grid. These are the two you want to subscribe to. Uploaded by Madius. Thank you very much, Madius. Featured on Last Stand Gamers. This is a useful player following drone AI. It will turn any ship into a combat vessel which you can use to fight against, or if you play around with it, you might be able to make a drone that follows you, but it won't do overly much. This is really all about combat AI, but it can be used to make a sneaky player following spotlight. So once we've got that subscribed to, you'll hit refresh by pressing Y, and then you want to look for drone AI controller small grid. There it is. You want to make sure it's orientated correctly, so you have the light facing at the front, and then place it. There it is. And that's how it needs to be orientated. When you've done that, you need to go into your control panel or your control station, press the inventory button, and go to control panel. And then press A on your topmost component, hold down the right bumper, keep A held down. So basically, let's go through that again. Hold down the right bumper, press A, keep it held down, and slowly tap down on the D-pad, and you will band select everything. Then push across to the right using the left stick down to owner. Change owner to Space Pirates and press yes. It will kick you out of the grid. Now if you can't control the grid after that, hold down the right bumper, press Y and choose can use all terminals. But you'll notice that we're being looked at. We're being observed as the drone AI controller tracks us. Now you have to play around with the torques, so you'll see it do some strange behaviour because I haven't adjusted the torques on this one. So to take back control of it, to make sure that your grids don't blow it to oblivion, do the same thing, go into your control panel, go to your battery, press A on the battery, hold down the right bumper, and you can band select again, or you can just keep tapping A and pushing down on the D-pad if there's another way to do it. Same deal, this time give it back to yourself. Now you can re-enable your defences, and your player following spotlight will track all players who come near it. And at night time it can be a bit creepy, as you have all these little eyes, here's some I prepared earlier, staring at you, watching you as you move around, watching you, tracking you. And just think, that could be a ship armed with weapons tracking you. So yes, you can use it to turn a ship into a combat vessel, so you could fight one of your own creations if you so desired. How do you do that? Well, let's have a look in space. So I'm going to hold down the right bumper, press Y, and I'm going to go to the entity list. Then I'm going to cycle through the entity list, and I'm going to look for my Moon HQ1, press A, press B, move the spectator camera around a bit, and press Y to teleport myself there. Come out of that, and I'm now in space, where everyone can hear me scream. So we'll take a little trip out here amongst the stars and stop. Bringing up the blueprint menu again, we'll have a nose through. Let's see if I can find one of my first little tiny combat vehicle, or rather little shuttle with a couple of miniguns for you to have a look at. The teeny one-person combat shuttle Mark II. So now we're just going to look at that. And yeah, why not? I'm just going to pop this drone AI controller block on it. Bear with me. Small grid. Again, it's a little tricky to align sometimes. There we go. And instantly I do that, it will start to take control of the teeny. Until it settles down. How cute, huh? And you'll see it tracks around. Quite nicely until it stops. Same deal. Get into its control panel. Find all the components. Select the lot. But this time, we are not going to give it back to me. We're going to give it to the Space Pirates and watch what happens. There you go. It doesn't like me much. And you can use the large grid version of this to create a combat vessel worthy of a superior challenge. And that's it. That's the drone AI controller block. The potential for this: someone out there might be able to find another one of those blocks that would more would create a patrol drone that could follow you around and protect you. But this one specifically, I believe, is drawn from the Frostbite expansion and is designed to put holes in the player. And that's it. Thanks once again for the support. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. I will eventually get to the hydrogen rebalance video that I plan to do. It won't be very in-depth, but it will give you a practical demonstration of how hydrogen has changed. That's all for now. Bye. Happy engineering.